Good morning to you, healthy foodie. Are you a healthy foodie? Do you care about the healthiness of your food and of yourself? Then this is podcast for you. Food School Podcast. Smarter, Stronger, Leaner. Podcast dedicated to one thing to learn and apply to eat better daily. I'm your host, Angela Sharina, your personal nutritionist, your personal health and wellness coach, your personal diet inspector and food educator, and just someone with a lot of passion for healthy eating, healthy food, nutrition, diets, everything and anything we put in our mouth, on our plates, in order to hopefully feel great, look amazing, and perform the best on all levels. Happy Monday, everyone! New week, new chance to start your healthy eating habits, maybe your fasting protocol, anything that improves your well-being, your health. If not on Monday, then when, right? So start something that you've been wanting to start forever. Something that improves your health, your well-being, how you look, how you feel, and ultimately how you live your life, how well and full you live your life. So this is a little bit of Monday motivation for you, and now we're gonna get to the topic of this week. Actually, this whole week, I've decided to dedicate to the science of fat loss, meaning not just some diet that somebody believes in, not just some protocol, but actually things that over 2 decades that I've been doing my personal experiments, working with clients and tuning my physique, gaining a few pounds of fat or muscle, and then changing it back, or doing anything and everything with me, and working with my clients. So what I learned and the recent science and practice, and also what I learned from competitors, from different experts in the area of fat loss, who not only help other people but also have amazing physique all year round. So fat loss. Today we will talk about fat loss and nutrition. Tomorrow we're going to talk about fat loss and exercise. Then we're going to talk about lifestyle, and then I'm going to invite an expert who has amazing physique and knowledge and experience in the area of fat loss. And then I'm also going to answer some of the questions that you will ask me, or my clients were asking me forever, or the questions that I get on different websites. So fat loss, this is the topic of this week. So first, nutrition. And this is probably the most important topic. So if this episode gets a little bit longer than usual, then guys, that's just because it's that important. Nutrition is not everything in the area of fat loss, but it affects everything. Every single thing that you do for fat loss, for weight loss, for building your lean body mass, for your health, for your energy levels, it's all connected to nutrition. Everything is kind of connected. Your exercise, your lifestyle can affect your hunger and can affect your energy levels, and that can affect the way you eat. So it's all connected. But food is what you're made of. It's what your body builds of your cell structures, your nerves, your brain and heart cells. It affects the way you eat. It changes your biochemistry. So food is a lot of things, and you want to make sure that you do everything in your power to optimize your nutrition to give you the goals that you care about. You might not necessarily want to look like, some physique competitor. You might not even care about six-pack abs, but you might care about your energy levels. You might care about your health and longevity. And that also has to do with food, because food also influences the way our genes are expressed and what kind of DNA you experience in life. Not just have what kind of genes you have, but what you actually experience in life. Nutrition and food you eat affects all of it. It's information for your genes, for your DNA, how to express itself, and what kind of qualities you're gonna get when it comes to performance, energy levels, the way you look, your fat percentage. So enough of talking. Let's talk practice, and then let's go and do something. So nutrition or fat loss and food. First, let's talk about nutrition in particular. When it comes to fat loss and healthy eating, you got to make sure that you're supplying your body and yourself with everything you need if you want to successfully lose fat and maintain a lean physique. Because if your body not getting something vital for life, vital for your performance, for your health on a regular basis, if you're starving yourself, if you're malnourished, malnourishing in the Western world, in developed world, is quite a rare occurrence, but now it's becoming not so rare because so many freaking people starve themselves almost to death. I don't even know how it's possible, how like their preservation doesn't turn on and they just on the diet all the time, starving themselves, malnourishing themselves, and then they don't know why they can't lose those 5 pounds. Well, because the body is freaking out and doesn't want to lose those 5 pounds because you scared yourself and your body to death with this starvation diet. Anyway, you want to make sure that on a regular basis you're getting sufficient amount of essential proteins, and I recommend, especially if you want to maintain lean body mass, if you're building lean body mass, if you're working out, if you're quite an active person, 1 gram of a protein per pound of your ideal body weight. Like literally, it's proven if you're not getting enough good quality protein and essential amino acids, then you're gonna eat and you're gonna be hungry till you get that. If you don't get them on a regular basis every single day, then you're gonna be like some of my clients, snacking all the time, non-stop. So understand this. A little bit more protein, not a problem, unless you're eating, 300 something grams of protein without much training at all. But that's really hard to do actually from whole foods, unless you're, drinking protein shakes all the time. 300 grams of protein is like freaking a lot of food, and you won't be able to eat it. If you're like normal person and not, stuffing yourself on purpose. But anyway, 1 gram of protein per pound of ideal body weight. Eat it in your whole foods, and believe me, you're gonna feel much less hunger. You're gonna feel like you're eating a lot of food, and you're gonna look leaner, much leaner, because also your body has to spend the most energy to digest and absorb proteins than any other nutrients. 25-30% of the energy you consume in protein gonna go to digestion, assimilation of nutrients, and protein just keep you fullest the longest, also proven by science. Then of course you want to make sure that you're getting essential fats, and fats is not an optional food, guys. Like, you cannot go on a super low-fat diet and not get essential fats like omega-3 fatty acids, omega-6 fatty acids that are also essential, although in bigger amounts they create more inflammation that you want to see in your body. So essential fats I recommend for healthy people who are interested in being healthy and lean and lose the unnecessary non-essential fat on your body. Then at least 30% of your daily calories should come from fats. And again, you want to get those fats from a variety of foods, from whole food sources, ideally organic, wild, pasture-raised. You don't want to be eating hormones or antibiotics that might come or pesticides that might come with non-organic plant foods or animal foods. So eat a variety of fats, monounsaturated, polyunsaturated, saturated fats, and that basically means eat variety of whole foods, goddamn you. Fatty fish and algae especially beneficial, and you probably want to consume them on a regular basis from fatty fish like salmon, like sardines, like anchovies, like herring. You want to consume them either on a regular basis from whole foods, or at least get some really amazing quality omega-3 supplement, because those omega-3, DHA, EPA, essential fatty acids, they're essential for your brain development and functioning, and also a lot of functions in your body, and they're involved in making your cell membrane fluid, and when it's fluid, nutrients come and go easier, and electrical impulses are transferred much faster, much easier, much more effective and efficient, and a lot of things and processes happen better and more efficient and effective. So basically, omega-3 fatty acids, your essential fats, you need them. And also, of course, omega-6 fatty acids, but usually people don't have troubles getting those. And then saturated fats from coconut oil, or, from maybe butter sometimes, or beef or pork. You need different fats. That's the thing. When it comes to nutrition, guys, also a few things that you want to really understand and remember, that you need variety of food, variety of whole, good quality, fresh, preferably seasonal and local foods, as close to that as possible. You cannot eat the same food and expect yourself to thrive. The body needs variety of nutrients, even though not all of the nutrients you need to get every single day, not in huge amounts, but a variety of whole foods is probably the best way to ensure that you're getting the nutrition that you need to get, your essential proteins, your essential fatty acids, but also, of course, your essential micronutrients, vitamins, and minerals, without which, as I'm learning more and more, a lot of processes like energy creation or DNA repair, or even absorption of your proteins and fatty acids cannot happen. So you need your vitamins and minerals, and that's why I always recommend, because our diet usually is far from perfect, to have some good quality multivitamin, usually, and the best coming from some whole food sources, whole food based, and then you want to consume those multivitamins, vitamins and minerals with whole foods, eating your meals, because some nutrients, some minerals and vitamins cannot be absorbed by themselves, and they need to come as carriers with proteins, as certain fats. So whenever whenever you choose to consume some multivitamin, and I highly recommend you do that, then always make sure that you consume it with your meals, because the absorption rate going to be much, much better. And it's not what you eat, it's what you absorb, it's what you digest, that what matters, what your body actually getting, not just what you put in your mouth. So proteins, 1 gram per pound of ideal body weight, your fats no less than 30%, and again, make sure that you're getting your omega-3s and the variety of undamaged fats, that most of them should come from whole food sources. Pay special attention to fatty fish like salmon, herring, sardines, anchovies. Supplements, vitamins, minerals, get at least good quality multivitamin. I love the one by Life Extension. They have their mixed capsules, so get that amazing supplement. You won't regret it for sure. Good investment of your money. Then when it comes to nutrition, let's talk about carbs. Carbs, amount of carbs everyone eats is a huge topic in fat loss, weight loss community. Like, some people think, or the less carbs, the better. The more fat I'm gonna lose because carbs makes us fat, and so on and so forth. It's not true. Even though being on a diet that supplies not too much of carbohydrates, the amount of carbohydrates that suit your lifestyle, it's very, very important not to overconsume carbohydrates, because toxic levels of blood sugar or blood glucose and carbohydrates is the nutrient that carbohydrates are the nutrients that involved in maintaining and creating certain level of blood glucose and the amount of insulin, fat storage hormone that your body releases. Carbohydrates influence that the most, but it also influenced, of course, by your lifestyle, and protein also, a lot of things. But what you want to remember, you don't want to consume too many carbohydrates, guys. This is the most important thing. And especially fat loss, you don't want to consume any added sugars, any added sweeteners, even if it's honey or whatever, nothing. You don't want to consume any processed grains. Ideally, for actually fat loss, the most effective strategy is to eliminate all the grains, all the sugars. Probably a good idea when it comes to nutrition to eliminate dairy products at least for a while and see how you do. I recommend 2 weeks, eliminate dairy completely out of your diet. A lot of people, something around 70%, lactose intolerant in this world basically means that the body is inefficient and ineffective with digesting and absorbing nutrients from dairy, and you might hold water, you might have, a little bit of elevated levels of inflammation, and that can all contribute to you holding unnecessary fats, especially in your belly area, hiding your six-pack abs, right? So eliminate dairy for at least 2 weeks and see how you do. And then when it comes to fruits, I recommend for people who are interested in fat loss and maintaining lean body mass to choose low carbohydrate fruits, especially berries like raspberries. Blueberries is kind of higher on carb scale, but still, cup a day after a workout, perfect. So raspberries, blackberries, strawberries, really low in carbs. But then if you feel like eating, banana after your workout or before your workout, that's probably the best time to have your banana or mango, whatever, even though those fruits are high in carbohydrates, high in natural sugars. But if you're an active person, fruit more... fruits will not make you fat, and your liver will use them to restore glycogen stores. But again, this is for active people. And if you are interested in maximizing your fat loss, then probably eliminating fruits for a while along with all the added sugars and grains would be a great idea. And basically, guys, what you want to understand about nutrition is that you want to eat enough nutrients, your proteins, your essential fatty acids, your vitamins and minerals. You want to supply the amount of carbs that benefits you, and that you can only kind of figure out ideally based on your own experiments. So, do a little bit more, do a little bit less, eat your carbs around workout. This is probably one of the best advice when it comes to lean body mass, fat loss, and using carbs for good instead of possible harm. But again, zero carbs is not better probably. If you eat fiber, it's really beneficial for your gut. So I would definitely eat your vegetables at least, and probably not potatoes all the time, but like broccoli, Brussels sprouts. Don't be afraid of carbohydrates. Really, like I did this dessert on the weekend, raspberry and coconut cream, and blend it all. It's kind of like, frosty and creamy yogurt, but made with coconut cream and raspberries. And people were in keto community like, you eating carbs, this is like, so like eating berries and fruit. And I'm like, it's, guys, less carbs is not always better, and things like berries or fruits are not evil and will not make you fat. When you know what you're doing, you can get even leaner eating with some fruit here and there. It can improve your recovery and your exercise, and that can affect your lean body mass. So eat enough carbs for your lifestyle. Just understand this. And if you need advice on that, schedule your Q&A call with me. The link you can find in the show notes, and I'll help you to figure out ideal carbs, or not ideal, but at least something that will work for you and you can experiment with further to figure out your ideal carb amount. Second thing, when it comes to fat loss, is managing your hunger. Very, very important, guys. You might have the best nutrition plan, but if you're always hungry, like at some point you're going to give up. You cannot be hungry and stay hungry all the time. Just not going to happen, guys. So you need to be sure that you're doing everything to manage your hunger properly. And when it comes to hunger management, a huge thing again is supplying your body with essential proteins, fatty acids, vitamins, and minerals, everything that your body needs for functioning, for essential functions that your body need to perform every single day. So this is the most important thing to manage your hunger. And then sleep is hugely important. It's proven by studies, by many experiments, that people who do not have good sleep, even one night of compromised sleep, will make you eat more on 300-400 calories the next day. I don't know about you guys, but when I don't have a good night's sleep, I'm like hungry for anything the next day, and so I know I'd better eat my protein, try not to eat junk, and go to bed as soon as possible. That's what I do to manage my hunger, because I know, like, when I'm hungry, when I don't have a good night's sleep, the next day my hunger it's just something special, and I don't want to experience that. And I know I won't be able to fight it, and I know I need my energy for other things, and I also know that my judgment is going to be compromised. So, go the fuck to sleep when you're hungry, guys. Sleep well. Then another thing is hydration, of course. You need to get enough water, because our body a lot of times would crave food, or you're just gonna feel that hunger or who knows what, but actually you'll be dehydrated, and the feeling of dehydration comes usually a little bit after, when your body actually needs that essential water. So you want to make sure you're drinking enough water when you wake up. If you're a woman, drink half a liter. If you're a man, drink a liter of water, and just have at least 2 liters of water. I would recommend for active people at least 3 liters of water. Drink it throughout the day. Understand that your body is not able to absorb more than 1.5 liters of water in an hour. So don't overhydrate, because that can actually be dangerous and sometimes can lead to death. So don't drink too much either, but hydrate well. It's important to manage your hunger. And then you want to eat foods to maintain steady level of hunger or no hunger. You want to make sure that you're eating food that maintain balanced blood glucose. Fasting helps a lot with that, intermittent fasting, but also not eating processed sugars, processed grains, foods that increase inflammation like dairy for some of you, sugary fruits, especially dried fruits, especially at night, not around your workouts. All that can affect your blood glucose, that can spike your blood glucose, and then it will go down because of insulin release, and then you're going to be hungry again. So eating foods that maintain balanced blood glucose, eating balanced meals, having some proteins, some fats, and manageable amount of carbohydrates, that with fiber, eating whole foods, that is your assurance that you gonna maintain stable blood glucose and stable hunger levels throughout the day. So again, to manage your hunger, sleep well, hydrate, essential nutrients, essential proteins and fatty acids, fast, maintain your blood glucose levels with proper designed meals and whole foods, and no refined grains, sugars, and foods that cause inflammation. And third, very important thing when it comes to nutrition and fat loss, guys, is calories, or basically the amount of food you're eating. A friend of mine told me, you're talking about calories, but it's not really precise way to measure food or the intake of food, and I totally agree with him. But also, there is, like, you gotta measure the amount of food you're eating if you want to see progress with your fat loss. You want to measure your food somehow. So calories might not be the perfect way at all. It's not perfect. It's really not precise, and I'm working on creating an app to count calories more precisely. Anyway, calories is not precise way to measure your food, but you need a way to measure your food intake somehow. And probably, if I were more advanced, I would count my proteins, my fats, and carbohydrates. I would track that on a daily basis, and then I would change it change the kinds of foods I'm eating, and then give it maybe a week to see the results and see how you do, how much progress you see, what changes, what doesn't change, your energy levels. So with calories, with amount of food, you want to find the amount that will give you the progress that you seek. So if you want to lose fat, then obviously you need to do a little bit of under eating or increasing your activity levels. That's usually not a great way to actually manage your calories or amount of food. Anyway, you want to manage the amount of food, of course, but that you should do. Well, basically, what I'm trying to say, I guess, is you don't want to overdo it. You don't want to eat too little, starving yourself, and too little for most people is below 1,200 calories. You don't want to be below that point for too long, or even below a certain level for too long. You don't want to be starving yourself for too long, because in that case, when you're constantly under eating and under nourishing your body will get into that starvation mode feared by so many. Your body will decrease your metabolic rate, and you will burn less calories, and your fat loss, weight loss progress will stop at a certain point. You don't want to be starving all the time. You don't want to be under eating. It's also not a great thing psychologically. You're going to be stressed all the time. So what you want to do on some days, maybe 3-4 days a week, you're going to choose those days and eat less, maintaining the amount of proteins in your diet, maintaining the amount of healthy and needed fats in your diet. That is important, guys, for satiety, for hunger, for nutrition, for performance. So 3-4 days you choose when you're under eating. I would go low carb calories, maybe 1,400 calories or 1,500 calories. And then the rest of the days you eat healthy foods, maybe do intermittent fasting or not, but you're eating so you're not feeling under stress, and you're eating enough, and sometimes more than enough, to support your nutrition needs of your body, to make sure that you're not getting into that starvation mode. Your metabolic rate is not slowed down, and your metabolism takes probably around 80% of all the calories you consume. So you don't want to be slowing down your metabolic rates. Otherwise, you will have to eat much, much less, and you'll be undernourished and stressed. And so when it comes to calories, when it comes to nutrition, you want to be sure that you manage your food intake, because after a certain point, you will need to undereat on certain days to lose fat, to lose weight, but then you don't want to do it consistently and continuously. You want to interrupt your dieting or calorie restriction or food restriction in any way with days of feasting and overeating, maybe on healthy foods. But on healthy foods, I'm stressing that enough again, because it's very important to maintain your blood sugar, your insulin levels, and to manage your inflammation levels. So to recap, guys, today we talked about fat loss and nutrition, and you want to think about 3 things when it comes to fat loss nutrition. First is actual nutrition, that you're eating enough of essential proteins, fats, micronutrients like vitamins and minerals, and you're eating the amount of carbs that support your progress and your lifestyle and your physiology and genetics. The second thing you want to manage and understand is hunger. So sleep enough for that. Make sure again that you're getting your essential proteins and essential fatty acids and essential vitamins and minerals, and eating food that maintain stable blood glucose, and you hydrated, and you're eating fiber, and you're eating enough of volume of food that also influences your satiety and your hunger. And number 3 is you gotta manage the amount of food you eat, your calories or your portions or whatever, but just make sure that you don't starve yourself every day. You need to interrupt the under eating with the feasting and overeating or oversupplying nutrition to your body. So not eating junk, but overeating on nutritious whole foods. So tomorrow, guys, we will talk about exercise and then we will talk about lifestyle. Those are hugely important factors when it comes to fat loss and your energy and fuel distribution. So stay tuned. If you have any questions, schedule your own personal free Q&A call with me. Use the link in the show notes. And till next time, guys, eat better daily and go and lose some fat. Go move a little.